What's up, everybody? Trix Ridiculous back with another video, and in this one we are going over the latest news that patch 2.3 has been delayed. So there really isn't too much to say about this. We do not have a new date. This was the patch that was going to go live on reset this coming Thursday the 24th, and it was going to bring Nick Fury back, redo the War Table UI, add some different perks to some gear, bring in like weekly villain sectors, weekly vaults, and just kind of a general quality of life rework. Now, they're saying that they need more time, and of course that's pretty vague, and we don't have a new date as of yet. So what does this really mean? Well, it's easy. A lot of people are kind of looking at this. They're taking a positive spin on it. They're saying, well, better that they delay it and then put it out, when it's ready versus, putting it out and it's all buggy. And I do understand that, but it's really tough. It just kind of hits home kind of what I said in my last video, where you basically just are going to expect the absolute minimum from this studio at this point, and that is not a dig at any of the individual developers. I really, like I've said before, I really think that the devs themselves are doing the best they can with what they have. They're fighting against systems that are not favorable for a live service game. They're fighting against systems that were put in place by previous dev teams that were not thinking about the long-term health of the game. And they're definitely understaffed. It's not even really a debate at this point. They simply don't have the resources to put out quality updates and a quality product in a timely manner. It's really just unfortunate that this is what's happening. And I know I don't mean to be making like a mountain out of a molehill. Honestly, it is what it is. And the funny thing about it is I really don't care about the patch. This wasn't really a patch that I was going to interact with, and a lot of veteran players weren't going to interact with too heavily. It was more focused at new players. So in the grand scheme of things, it really doesn't make too much of a difference for the game itself, but it's just more of a precedent, right? They didn't want to give us, and they still do not want to give us, a roadmap with the excuse, and I'm saying excuse, but with the justification that they really want to commit to all the stuff that's going to be on it. They want to make sure it's all solidified, guaranteed, codified, whatever terms you want to say, that they are 100% committed to every single thing on the roadmap when they say it's coming out. And in that same breath, they commit to this patch coming out on the 24th and then have to push it back. So if something as simple as this patch, and I'm not saying this patch is simple from a coding perspective, I'm not a developer, but if something as minor of an update as this patch needs a delay, that does not instill hope in me for major content updates, right? Major releases, okay? So it's tough, guys. It is really tough. And like I said, this isn't meant to be overly negative, but it just, to me, just solidifies everything I said in my previous video. This patch will come eventually. Jane Foster, the roadmap, She-Hulk, Carol Danvers, will all come eventually, but just expect the slowest of slow drip content. Just think of like any live service game, and there's a number of live service games out there right now. Whatever the slowest updates of a live service game, whatever the lowest standard is, Avengers is below that, right? And just expect that for the foreseeable future. Like I said, I think the game is going to slowly coast along. Patches are going to come out, updates are going to come out. We're going to get content when we get it, but do not expect any flurry of major releases. It's going to be a struggle of slow drip for the foreseeable future. And not to look grim, because like I said, I do believe that these changes are generally good changes. I did a whole video on patch 2.3 and my thoughts on it, and I think it's a good thing in general. So I do think it's slowly, basically the best way I can put it is there going to be a fix for this game? No. There's no quote-unquote fix, right? But what we will have is very slow, very incremental improvements over time to slowly steer the game back in the direction that it needs to go, and that, you know, will make it successful in the mega long term. But, you know, here we are almost 2 years into the game's launch, and we're still over here talking about righting the ship. Oh, they're going to put it in the right direction. They're finally taking the steps necessary, you know, and it's just really tough, like I said, to have that confidence in this studio. And I say studio, not developer, this studio as a whole at this point when things like this are happening. It just makes you believe that this game will continue to be a work in progress forever. And I think that's really just the long and short of it. But we'll see. Like I said, as always, I hope they can prove me wrong. But just based on their track record and what we're seeing now, I don't see it changing. So slow drip content, expect that for the foreseeable life of this game. Anyway, that's it from me, guys. Be sure to like the video. Let me know down in the comments what you think. Subscribe if you're new. Join the Discord, all that good stuff. I'll see you in the next one.